One of the four kings of boxing alongside Roberto Duran, Marvin Hagler, and Thomas Hearns. So here is Roy Jones Jr. This, of course, one of the great young champions.
This bout is scheduled for 8 rounds of boxing. In the red corner, from Palmer.
Usually you don't need a weather report for a boxing match, but we certainly do today as we fight under the sun.
Todd, when you've got fights in there that really believe they're going to win, that's when the action happens.
Thousands of fans here in attendance tonight, but when the bell rings, there will only be 2 that we're talking about. And that's the opening bell, round 1. Nice job getting that punch through. Didn't land that jab. The straight right just misses. There's a counter shot. How will these 2 fighters handle the outdoors? We're fighting under the sun here for this big showdown.
Todd, this is something you could never, ever get used to. How many gyms are built outside? How many times do we train, spar, and everything outside? Now you're having a fight outside. This is where fighters may gas themselves out. This is where the environment may make so much of a difference. You may not realize it, but watch when the rounds roll on.
Halfway through the round, and it's pretty much even Steven.
Perfectly matched. Skill for skill, tap for tap. Now this fight will say, you know what, I'm just that notch above you, and so I've got to respect both of them more than happy.
Good counter punch. Big hook thrown, but it doesn't connect. Just missing with the uppercut. That right uppercut misses. Despite what the judges' scorecards read, there are no losers in this one. Say it ain't so! Down goes Sugar Ray!
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, come to me.
Let's talk about Sugar Ray Leonard in that last round. You've got to wonder how big of a factor that knockdown's going to be. Here we go. It's round 2. He couldn't finish him off in the last round. Let's see what this has in store for us.
What a knockdown. 1 minute. You need 1 hour to get over a shot like that. Now it's down to conditioning. Now it's down to mental strength, and preparation is how you are going to deal with this.
Johnny, a lot of fighters focus on their defense with their hands up. This fighter focuses on their defense with their footwork, moving on those angles, staying out of danger.
Do not give an outside fighter time to think. You've got to make the fighter panic. You've got to rush the fighter into doing things they don't normally do.
And he wasn't ready for that counter punch. This is a high-octane battle. He threw a punch and just got countered. Missed with that right uppercut. A counter fighter relies a lot on their instincts and reaction time. You've got to get in there quick to punch your opponent before he gets his fist back to block.
Counterpuncher is my favorite kind of fighter. A good counterpuncher, they're the people that make the history of our sport.
That hook doesn't score. Well done with that counter shot. Every time they drop their guard, they get caught. This round's still up for grabs with just 10 seconds to go. Let's talk about Sugar Ray Leonard in that last round. Well, there was no doubt about who won that round.
You can't leave it up to the judges. It's up to you.
There's the bell to start round 3. After a really strong round, let's see if they can finish the job.
Todd, my motto is, if it's not broken, why change it? An excellent last round, everything worked. Wait for the reaction. Until then, keep doing what you've just been doing because you've won that hands down.
Good counter punching. Those counter punches have to hurt. What heart, what desire, but at what cost? That left-handed jab doesn't quite score. Walk away from each other and then run right back into trouble. Beautiful counter shot. Every time he throws a punch, a receipt is coming right back. Nice idea with the jab, but does not land. Fighter's sort of the death by 1,000 paper cuts approach. He'll hit you 1,000 times before you can land one.
So you're getting in there with someone that's so fast, you're prepared to take a licking because you've got to get some before you get in close.
A perfect counter lands. One punch could change anything when these two step in the ring. Very close round with 10 seconds to go. Let's talk about Sugar Ray Leonard in that last round. At this point, you got to believe he can't win on the scorecards, going to need a knockout.
Wow, it's like two different...
Great round. Great round.
There's the bell to start round 4. It has been all one-way traffic. How do they turn this around?
That was a tough last round. Now you've got to make sure he doesn't put it on you, and that's what he's going to try and do. So tie him up, hold him, lean on him. Don't get drawn into a fight. Not yet. Not until your senses have come back.
Straight right just misses. There's a scoring blow. And he scores with the counter. In the early rounds of a fight, you'll see two boxers feel each other out, test each other's power. And I think this boxer has decided I can walk through anything that lands.
Todd, you know what? Sometimes when I've done in the ring with fighters like that, and you punch them, you just want to run. You want that spaceship to come and lift you out there because you think, what the hell am I going to do now?
Both men step back for just a moment. It's all offense all the time. What do you think of what we've seen so far from these two boxers, Johnny?
Having so much speed, what happens to your opponent is you get cut to ribbons, and that's where the referee has to jump in and stop the fight. And you know this is going to happen, so you rush your work. You think, I've got to get him inside close round.
You know the scorecards are going to be all over the place in this one. Let's talk about Sugar Ray Leonard in that last round. I promise you, all three judges here are going to give that round to you-know-who.
You got to go back out there and win this round.
Time for the 5th round. This fight has been very one-sided. What are we going to have in this round?
Todd, my motto is, if it's not broken, why change it? An excellent last round, everything works. Wait for the reaction. Until then, keep doing what you've just been doing because you've won that hands down.
They block the hook. That uppercut misses. Well, Johnny, you know there's a fine line between being aggressive and being too aggressive. How does he exploit that? Hold on a second, Johnny. Did you see that? Can you believe it? Roy Jones Jr. is on the back foot now. A true champion knows how to get out of trouble after they got into trouble, and it appears the onslaught is over, at least for now.
Got caught sleeping on the job. What do? You step back, steady yourself, recompose yourself, then boom, back into it. But do not make those mistakes. This is the wrong place to fall asleep.
What a round so far as we've reached the halfway point.
Skill for skill, tap for tap, just like a match made in heaven.
The jab doesn't quite connect. Is he going to punch himself out, though? A very competitive round with 10 seconds left. Let's talk about Sugar Ray Leonard in that last round. Well, we know they've got the advantage so far, but how does this match get turned around?
As long as they don't get complacent, you think this is too easy. If they keep this same kind of pace up, they've got this fight.
I'm happy. Good man. Okay, you let him back into that fight. That's it.
There's the bell for round 6. Well, there's no doubt about who won that last round. Let's see what he has for us here in the next one.
Todd, my motto is, if it's not broken, why change it? An excellent last round, everything works. Wait for the reaction. Until then, keep doing what you've just been doing because you've won that hands down.
Catch and shoot. You hear people talk about a boxer's chin. Do they have a good chin? Do they have a glass jaw? Those are questions that are being answered here tonight.
Middleweights always gives us a class. If you've got 2 class middleweight fighters, you are in for action. I'm quite sure right now, if you know your boxing, there's a certain fighter, Mr. I would just say marvelous, but some fighters were unbelievable middleweight.
Stamina is off the charts. This fight a little bit closer than I think a lot of people thought.
They're so close, so close. How can you separate them? It's going to be a hard night tonight for the judges.
Well, they're going deep into the gas tank on this round. They won't give us a second to catch our breath. Beautiful counter punch. Unlucky to miss with that uppercut. This round could go either way. 10 seconds to go. Let's talk about Sugar Ray Leonard in that last round. How much cardio was put in for this fight? It may come down to that.
You cannot gas out if you prepared right, slept right, ate right, and did everything.
Good work. That's it. Now breathe.
And there's the bell for round 7. Not sure these two fighters can keep up the pace we saw last round, but you know they're going to try.
An amazing pace and tempo set in the last round. Can you keep this up? Me personally, I don't think that's possible. And if they can, their training, their conditioning would have been ridiculous, like they're in the army. But these guys, if they can keep up this pace, we are in for a great night.
Can't believe they managed to beat the count, but that could be the last hurrah.
Somebody can smell blood here. They can smell blood. They've got to be smart. Get in there. Then boom, back in the same spot again. It happened once. You got away with it. You can do it again.
Halfway through the round, and I think we all know who's winning here.
Perfect game plan. The thing is, can anybody figure out what to do to change this? It's a perfect start.
Well, Johnny, has anything surprised you here as we enter the final frames of this battle?
This is about ego. Get your ego in check, Todd, because if you fight a man that is used to doing this, he's confident and comfortable doing this, why are you giving him that chance to dance that dance? Step out of the way, box him, frustrate him, because if you let him get away with it, he'll close you down.
The corner hasn't thrown in the towel yet, so I guess he's coming out for another round.
Unbelievable heart, knocked down twice.
You're way better than that guy. You've let him back into the fight.
And they're back at it again here in round 8. They've got to be feeling confident now after what happened last round.
2 knockdowns and you're coming back from that. That's near on impossible because your head must be all over the place. Your legs will feel like jelly. What can they tell you in the corner? All they can do is wake you up. They can't even go into game plan.
Misses with that uppercut. That counter punch caught him clean. Which one of these athletes is going to say, I can't take it anymore? The right hook just missed. There's no way this fighter can go punch for punch. Their resistance to these blows just isn't the same.
Work the body, frustrate them, take the mind off the chin, take the mind off protecting everything around that. Work the body, use tactics. Sometimes it's all right to actually outbox a fight and beat them on points.
So the fight will continue, but what does the game plan have to look like now?
Hard, he's up. I'll be surprised if he makes it back to the corner. And if he does...
They're happy this round's coming to an end. 10 seconds left. Some might have thought the fight a little bit closer, but the judges are in agreement. A unanimous decision win.